Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create an animated website looking like this. As you can see here, when I come and refresh this page, there is a beautiful animation added to this work. So also there is a beautiful over effect to these buttons here at the bottom. So also I've included these navigation links under the logo, so we can see how we can start from from scratch and to reach up to here. So this guys is what we're going to do in this video. Consider subscribing to this channel if you're not yet my subscriber. If you like the video, give it a thumb up, give it a thumbs up. So let's get in. Okay, as you can see on my desktop here, I have this folder, and inside this folder I have included the image folders. So image images folder, I have also two images to be used on my work. Also I have my HTML file and the CSS one. So I have already opened these two files on my code editor, and I'm going to open it in Visual Studio Code. So if I come here and open it, the Visual Studio Code, you can see this is a HTML file and this is a CSS file. I have already included I've already linked this CSS file to this HTML. So this line here, it is link the CSS file to this HTML file. Also, I have declared the general HTML code, as you can see here. Also, the general CSS code that I'm going to apply to the all of my work. So now I'm going to start writing the HTML code. So I'm going to start with the outer div. So let me give it a class container. And inside this container, I'm going to add the nav. So let me create a nav. And inside this nav, I'm going to add the have two main contents. Let me start with the span. And inside this span, I'm going to include the image. So I'm going to include the img tag. So it will be images. Here I'm going to put the logo. So I'm going to delete this alternative text. Also, I'm going to add the I'm going to have the h2. Let me call it classic wear. So classic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to after I have finished this one, then I'm going to add the unordered list. So I'm going to add an ordered list. So I'm going to duplicate it 4 more times. So, and I'm going to start with this one. This will be home. This one will be smartwatch. Also, this one will be got it. I'll find a let's call this one, and there at the bottom let's give it a support. Okay, now I'm going to save these changes, and let me open the let me open it to my browser, and you can see how it look like, because I've already I have declared any no styling, no styling yet. So I'm going to add the styling. So to add the styling, let's come back to our code editor, and now I'm going to the CSS file, and I'm going to start editing the outer div, which is the container. So now I'm targeting the container class, and I'm going to give it, let me start with the, I'm going to position it relative, and I'm going to give it a width, which is 100%. As well, I'm going to give it a height, which is the full screen, 100 VH, and let me, I'm going to, let's say, I'm going to declare the background. So the background here, I'm going to add the path. Path for background will be images. Here will be car. Will be this cover, and there. Let's add the background position, which is now still going to be sent, and there. Let me add the background size. So the background size will be cover. Okay, now I'm going to refresh the page, save the changes. If I come back here and refresh the page here, you can see how it look like. So, and these links are not yet seen. We need to change the color. So let me proceed with our styling. Now I'm going to target the nav inside this container. Okay, for now, what I'm going to declare, I'm going to give it a margin. So I'm going to declare the margin will be auto, then 100 pixels, and I'm going to align the items horizontal. So to do that, I'm going to set the display to flex. Okay, let me align items, set, and just I'm going to justify content will be space between, and now I'm going to target the this span inside this nav tag. So to target the span, you can come here and nav, then will be nav span. And for this span, what I'm going to do, I'm going also to align the I'm going to display flex. Display will be flex because I'm going to align the items horizontally, and I'm going to align items center. So I'm going to align item center, and I'm going to leave no space between them. So also I'm going to declare the color. The text color here will be white. So, and as well I'm going to increase the font weight. So the boldness of the text font weight will be this one. Okay, now I'm going to target the UL inside the nav. So to target the UL, I'm going to say nav. Then inside nav there is a UL, an ordered list tag. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the list style to none. So our list style here will be none, and now I'm going to start targeting this this list. So let me come here, and now will be it is nav, then ULLI. What I'm going to do, I'm going to display it all in line. So let me set the display here will be inline block. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the margin from light to leave the space between each links from another. So the margin from light will be 30 pixels. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the text color to white, and as well I'm going to increase the font size. Font size I'm going to put 17 pixels. So let me save these changes. Okay, if I come back here and open the browser, then refresh the page, you can see now how it look like. It somehow look as we wish. So let's proceed with our styling. Now I'm going to the HTML, and I'm going to add the another class. So I'm going out of the nav tag. So now I'm going to create another class. So this class, let me call it text. So I'm going to say the text, and inside this text I'm going to have the h1. Okay, h1, let me call it, say be smart. Also I'm going to add another tag. Let's give it h2. So our h2 will be welcome to classic world. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the paragraph. So add the paragraph here. Okay, now let me save these changes. And, if I come back to the browser here and I refresh the page, you can see this is how it looked like before any styling. So let's come back to our code edit, and let's shift to the CSS file. Now we're going to start targeting this text class. So for this text class, I'm going to first target the outer class, which is text. So for this text class, what I'm going to do, I'm going to position it. So let me position it absolute, and I'm going to declare the width. So its width will be, let me give it a 35%, and I'm going to give it a position from right. Let me give position from left. The position from left will be, let's give it 30%, and I'm going also to give it the position from top. So top position will be 50%. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to align it. I'm going to transform. So I'm going to transform, then I'm going to translate. It will be minus 50% to minus 50%. Okay, let me add some here. Let me change the text color. So the text color will be white. Let me also increase the line height. So the line height will be 1.5, and I'm going to give it a background. So the background here will be, as well, I'm going to set the padding. So the padding for this one will be, let's give it 10 pixels from top and bottom, and as well I'm going to give it 20 pixels from left and right, and I'm going to set it there. I'm going to give the border top radius. So let me type border top right radius, and I'm going to set it 130 pixels. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to save these changes. Okay, if I come back to this page, to this blouse, and refresh the page, you can see now how it looked like. But this before any styling of the h1, h2, as well as this paragraph tag. So let's proceed with our styling. Now let's come back to our code editor. Now I'm going to give it a box shadow. So the box shadow for this one will be 20 pixels, 30 pixels, and 0 pixels, and then the color will be, to give it crimson. Okay, now I'm going to target the items element inside there, this text class. So I'm going to start with the h1. So it will be the text, then h1. What I'm going to do for this h1, I'm going to increase the font size. The font size I'm going to put 4 RAM. As well, I'm going to give it the, so the boldness of the text will be this one, and as well I'm going to set the text color will be blue. Okay, now let me target h2. So it will be texty, then h2. For this h2, what I'm going to do also, I'm going to set the font size will be 2.5 RAM, and as well I'm going to give it a font. The font weight for this one will be this as well. I'm going to give it a color. So the text color will be, let's give it a crimson. So now I'm going to target the paragraph inside this text class. So will be text, then p tag, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the font weight. The font weight for this paragraph will be this one, and I'm going to set the text color to black. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to save all of these changes I made, and then let's come back here and refresh our browser. Now you can see how it look like. The box shadow we declare it this one, this crimson color there at the back. It is the box shadow. So let's proceeding with our job. So now we come back to our HTML, and I'm going to add another class. Let me call it. I'm going to add another class, and it will be out of text class. So let me call it link. So inside this link, I'm going to put two anchor tag. So for this one, let me say check in. It will be checking. Also, I'm going to add another anchor tag. Here will be, let me say it is 20% discount. Okay, now let me save these changes, and then come back and refresh our page. This is before any styling. You can see we need to position it in a light place as we wish. So let's come back to our code editor here. And now we're going to the CSS file, and then we're going to target the link class. So to target the link class, what we're going to do now, I'm going to start with the outer class, which is the link. So I'm going to declare that link, and for this link class, I'm going to position it absolute. So the position will be absolute. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it from, let's say, position it from left 40%, and I'm going to position also from the bottom. So from the bottom, give it 10%. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to target the anchor tag. So let's come here, and will be, since we are targeting the anchor tag, now will be the link, then anchor tag inside the link class. Okay, for this I'm going to set the text decoration to none. Text decoration will be none. Also, I'm going to include the font size. So the font size, let's say it is 17 pixels as well. I'm going to give it the text color here will be white. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add the margin from left between. There are two anchor tags, so I'm going to add the space between them. So the margin left, let me give it a 30 pixels, then I'm going to give it a background. So the background will be this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a padding also, because I want to make it as a button. So the padding for this one will be, let's say it is 15 pixels for top and bottom, and 30 pixels for left and right. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to set the cursor to pointer as well. I'm going to include the font weight. So the boldness of the text will be 60, this one. So let me save these changes, and I come back here, refresh the page. Now you can see how it look like. So we need to add some animation here. Before adding animation, let me add over effect into these two buttons here. So to do that, I'm come back here because it is this one. Then I'm going to say, okay, whenever the link anchor tag is hovered, then whenever the mouse is hovering the anchor tag, what you want to do is change the background. So the background color will be crimson now, and we need to add the some seconds delay. So let's add transition, which will be 0.5 seconds as a delay time to change the background. So if I come here and I refresh the page, now if I come here, you can see there is a beautiful hovering effect, and it takes some seconds to as a delay, which is 0.5. So now we need to add the animation. So to add the animation, let's come back, since we're going to target this and this class. So now let's come back. Okay, we're going to target this class as well as this class. So we're going to target the link as well as the text. So let me start with this one, link. So to add animation here, let me let me come to and add animation name. First, I'm going to add animation name. So let me declare animation. Let me call it link. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add animation. Let's add animation duration. Animation duration here, let's give it 2 seconds as well. I'm going to set the animation fill mode be forwards, and I'm going to set some delay because I want this to be the next. So animation delay for this, animation delay, let me give it 2 seconds. I want this to appear next after the text class. So now I'm going to set the keyframes for this. So for keyframes, I'm going to say will be keyframes, and here will be link. Since our animation will declare this as a link, so here will be link. And now I'm going to start here with at 0% of animation. So what we're going to do, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this one. Where's the link class? I'm going to change this. So I had this is not the right place, so it should be here. Okay, I'm going to change these positions here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, let's say this one now will be minus 40. So let's come here and say at the, let's say at this 0%, then left, let's give it minus 40%. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add the bottom. So the bottom will be 10%. Okay, this is for percent zero. Then at the 100% of the animation, we need to return as it is. So left will be 40%, and as well I'm going to give the bottom will be 10%. Okay, let me save these changes, and if I come back to the page and I refresh again, you can see there are 2 seconds of delay, then it start coming. So we need to add animation also to this. To add animation to the text class, we need to come back. Let me copy this. Let me copy this one, and I come back to our text class, this one. Okay, now let me paste it. Let me, after pasting, let's change this. Let's say it is text. So also animation duration and animation, this will be the same. So what I'm going to do also, I'm going to add the keyframes. So to add the keyframes, let's come back also. I'm going to copy this. The keyframes, I'm going to the text class here, and I'm going to paste it. After I paste, then I need to change this. Let me give it from the, let me give it minus 30. So also I'm going to change here to minus 30, and as well I'm going to here from, instead of bottom, this is going to be top. So our top will be, let's give it 50% as well here. So this will be, I'm going to change this, so it is 50%. Okay, now let me save these changes. If I come back here and then refresh the page, okay, there is something we need to change, which is this one. This is a link, and the animation is text. So let's save the changes. Then refresh the page again. You can see a beautiful animation effect is as it is, as we wish. So guys, this is all about this video. If you like this video, give it thumbs up, and let me see you in the next video.